Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Steve, your host of Visual Source FX, and welcome to the second installment of Visual Source FX. I hope you like that title intro I just came up with. I'm not going to tell you how long it took me to do, but let's just say I worked on it pretty hard. Hope you enjoy it. Anyways, let's get started. So today we're going to be going over a couple of things. We're going to be starting with some bitmaps. And I'm actually going to show you a couple other things you can do to set up your Corel to make it run a little bit better and smoother for you guys. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to show you how to just make Corel run a little bit better for you guys. I know if you've ever used Corel, you probably want to go undo quite a few times. So I can show you how to set up your undo levels and up those. I got mine set at about 75, so let me show you where that's at. You'll come over to Tools, Options. Let's see. You're going to go over to, I believe it's Edit. No, where is it at? Where is it at? There we go. It's on General. And your undo levels, like I said, I've got mine set to 75. I believe it's the default starts at 25. So you just go ahead and type in 75 there, and you're all set. A couple other things on the display. Let's see. I also like to turn off all the snap to objects. Normally these are all highlighted. I always turn all mine off. And also with the modes, I deselect all these. Or you can just hit the deselect all button. Let's see. Display. Snap to objects. Edit. Also you can also turn off all these, the angles and guides, all the snapping. I can't stand any of that stuff, so I turn all that off. Warnings, nothing in there. That's pretty much it for now. I'll do another lesson going over all this other stuff in here, but for now we're just going to get started with that. Alright? Okay, so bitmaps. Pretty much a bitmap is something, okay, this right here is a bitmap. This right here is a bitmap. And the difference between this and a bitmap is when you zoom in, if you look real closely, you'll see that it gets pixelated. And you can't print pixelation just because ink does not print that way. The ink prints with dots. That's why people, when we screen print, we want to use vector graphics, because you can zoom in all the way and that line will remain crispy clean. So that is the difference between bitmaps and vector. Okay, that was wonderful. Moving on. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I picked up. I can't take credit for this one, but I will say that it is a pretty good trick, and this has saved me from a lot of difficult jobs. So say you got a customer, they come in and say they bring you this just regular drawing, whatever. We're gonna need Photoshop for some of this, so hopefully you guys got Photoshop for this trick. So your customer walks in and they say, "Oh, I want to screen print a picture of someone I got, or they want to do that portrait picture." And I'm just gonna open up a picture of the one and only Albert Einstein. Oh, I love this guy. And so they bring in a portrait and they say, "Hey, I want to put this guy on a shirt." So what do? It's obviously not vector, so you need to find a way to print this somehow. Also, they can bring in a color picture. You can grayscale it. I'm just going to go ahead and use a grayscale image. So what you want to do, you need to convert this somehow to a printable format. And I'm going to show you how to do that in Corel. First off, you're going to need to go grab a quick tool. And I went ahead and did a little research. I've used this tool for quite some time now. Just go to Google, type in convert, let's see, white to transparency, and to transparent, and action. And you're going to grab a Photoshop action. And it should be this top one, depending on how old this video is or not. But this guy made at DeviantArt, and this one has worked great for me. So you'll just come over here, and you will download the file. It's a RAR file. Oh no, it's a zip file. Okay, so just open it, unzip it, extract it to the desktop, I guess, for now. I'm going to close this out. And if you come over to your desktop, Yeah, isn't my desktop wonderful looking? Don't worry, the background changes. And you got the white to transparent right there. Actually, you can just come back over to Photoshop. And if you're in Photoshop and your palette, your actions palette isn't up, you can come over to Window and just turn that on right there. I don't like the default setup for the actions, so I always switch mine to button mode. You just go on this little sidebar and click over here. You can switch it to button mode. And just come back over here, and you're going to want to load actions. Go back to the desktop to where we saved it, and just double click that white to transparent. Now this tool is amazing. The only thing is you have to have a flattened object, and it needs to say background. So pretty much just go ahead and flatten your image out to whatever. Before you do though, for screen printing purposes, you want to go ahead and just adjust the levels on this, and you can either go over to image adjustments levels, but I like hotkeys, and through future tutorials you're going to learn that about me. I love hotkeys. So Control L brings up your levels palette. You want to try and get your dark as possible, and you want to get your white pretty bright. You want a good amount of contrast. Your mid-range, you want to kind of lower them, because if you're going to screen print, especially not on an underbase, you're going to want to be fairly light because the ink will print darker. So if you're printing black, you want the grays to be pretty light, right about to this range right here. Alright, and that's all you got to do for that. Then you come over to the actions palette, you'll scroll down and just hit the button. It does the rest. So now you have transparency. This sucker is amazing. I love it. Now, at this point, you want to get it into Corel. So what I do, I just grab the background, drag it down to the trash can, delete it. You can save the Photoshop file. I'm just going to save it right here as Einstein. Hit OK. Save it as PSD. Resolution, at this point really doesn't matter, but you do want to work with high resolution because it does affect your print. Right now I'm just using this because I don't really care about the resolution. Okay, so we'll just make a new page. You can hit the little plus button to make a new page. So what you want to do is you want to import that file. I import Control I. I use hotkeys like I said. Come back over to where you saved it and import the PSD. Enter will center it automatically to your page. Oh, I didn't see how small that picture was. Doesn't really matter. If you hold down Shift and scale up, it'll scale to the center. Okay, so now we've got Mr. Einstein over here looking wonderful. Now we're going to make it to where this can be printed, because right now if you look, it's a bitmap. You can't do anything with it. You can't print this. Come over to your printing palette and separation of CMYK, right? No good. So what you need to do is select your bitmap, come over to bitmaps, come down to mode, select black and white, and it's already set to halftone. You can use it, but I don't recommend it. I normally use the line art. Just click on line art, hit OK. Now you have to kind of work this one backwards, so you have to first left click to get the color out the middle, and your line is going to be the color that prints. So if you right click a color, now you have Pantone inside that. So if you come over to your print options, oh, hold on, need to go to current page. If you come over to separations, now you can print Mr. Einstein. Look at that. Print preview, and he is printable for Pantone. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, now there's one other thing I want to touch on before I end this little tutorial. Oops, let me bring him back real quick. Okay, so one thing that I've had customers always want to do, they want to take a picture like this and say it's a black and white image. Okay, well, let's put them on a black t-shirt and let's just see what happens. Let's say they want to print white on a black t-shirt, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shift page down will send this object to the back of the page, and Mr. Einstein should be here. Now if we change him to white, oh, well, wait a minute, he's backwards. You can't just print the picture in white. And you know why? Because you have to invert it. So what you need to do now is, let's go and delete him now. We need to just flip Mr. Einstein around. And this does bring up a few problems, but I'll show you how to correct them here in a minute. Okay, so let's just close this out. We're going to open him, Control O to open a new file. We're going to open Einstein again. Let's go ahead and set the levels. Control L is for your levels. And hit OK. So you want to put this image on a black shirt. So what you need to do is flip it around. And to invert it, you need to hit Control I. Oh. Now, doesn't that look like what we just had a minute ago over in Corel? Okay. So now let's just go ahead and run that script. I'm not going to clean it up, but what you're going to want to do is, just kind of come over here, and because you'll get like a little haziness around the edges. So you can kind of just, brush away the edges, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So now we come back over here, run that script again, and remove the background. Mouse got stuck. Remove the background, and save the file. I'm going to save this as O2. Save. Okay. And Alt-Tab to go back over to Corel. Control I to import. Import Einstein 2. Enter to send him to the page. Scale him up by holding Shift. And we're going to come over to Bitmaps. Mode. Black and white. Line art. Okay. And so now he's backwards, but if we knock out the color and right click, oh, well, looky there. Now you can print Mr. Einstein. So now you'll be printing white instead of printing black. And that's all you got to do. Pretty much, yeah, ain't much else to him. Can't help but look at this guy's face because he makes me laugh. So once again, my name is Steve. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bitmap tutorial, and pretty much how to take any image and you can print it now. Later on, I'll have a couple tutorials on some color tricks you can do with these, because actually what you can do is you can just take one of these colors and just, let's see if you move them back one. Let's see. Behind. Oh, so wait. Oh, so you can do colors behind it too now? Oh, hold on a minute. Let's see if I can do that again. Control page down. And you can just, put any color. So you can get pretty creative with, this technique. It's pretty interesting because you can screen print it. And, yeah. So once again, y'all, my name is Steve with Visual Source FX. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please leave a message down in the comment if you got any questions. You can find me on Facebook under Visual Source, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.